Liberal Dems just to have a quick say about what they think about it.
Dan must go.
Hi, I'm Tim Cooley, the Liberal Democrats member for Northern Victoria, but originally I was a farmer. I'll be brief. I just want to say that I'm with you on this. I share the pain and the anger. My own parents are fighting having these power lines pushed across their property in southern New South Wales. I know all about the bricks with their salami tactics and their playing neighbours off against one another and the forced consultation and the failure to consult. We just don't want these damn high voltage power lines crossing the region of Victoria, destroying our landscape. This current push is only the start. The growth of wind farms and solar farms will end up with a spider web of these lines across where we live. And that's where we live, not where the inner city elites live, who are pursuing their dreams of renewable power, in which they get all the benefits, but they don't pay any of the costs. They're pushing the costs onto us. It's all subsidised by our taxes, but not benefiting us at all. It's another piece of the city government's war on the regional Victoria. If they want these lines so badly, they should be putting them underground, even if it does cost a bit more. And if that makes the renewable projects less economic, well, so be it. If we need to move to a low carbon economy, we should be using nuclear power instead, built where the existing coal power plants are and using the existing infrastructure. It's cleaner, more reliable and ultimately cheaper than wind or solar with all the added costs. But just while I'm up here, I'd like to introduce you to Amanda Mead, our candidate from Wannon, and a fierce opponent of these power lines. As a party, we will continue to fight this rubbish.
And now I'd like to hand over to Chris Stevens. He's the chair of the Ballarat Potato Growers. He's been on a tractor. Thanks for hopping off the tractor. He's got a few words to say and just give a perspective from the group on how they'll be impacted by these floods and how these floods will be impacted by these power lines.
Thanks, Emma. I don't know about you people, but what are we going to say to our grandchildren in another 30 years?
Yeah!
What would our grandparents say to us if they could see the terrible mess we're going to put ourselves in? How the hell has it come to this? As we stand here on the steps of Parliament, isn't it ironic that people who are elected by us, those who are supposed to be meant to represent us, guide us and govern us for the benefit of all who live in this great country of ours, are the ones who have no interest in securing the future for our children and theirs.
Yeah!
If there's one thing I thought the COVID pandemic might have made clear, it's that food doesn't magically just appear on the supermarket shelves or at the window of the drive-through. It doesn't grow on the sides of the road and it won't grow on the footpath. And there's a very good reason why here in our lucky country we're blessed with an abundance of the greenest, cleanest and some of the best food in the world. It's because in some parts of Australia, and more importantly in Victoria, we have some of the best dirt, the best climate conditions, the cleanest water and the most dedicated farmers in the world.
Yeah!
It's a rare combination and it doesn't just happen all that often anywhere in the world. Take one of the pieces of the puzzle out and it's not just as special anymore. Why would we want to risk our food sovereignty or our ability to provide for ourselves? Why do we continually see an erosion of the most essential and most valuable asset, our farmland? We're going to lose our ability to feed ourselves. Cranbourne, Pakenham, Werribee, all those places were Melbourne's food bowl. Now, they've disappeared under concrete bitumen. Melbourne's ever-expanding perimeter has swallowed up its ability to grow local food. And now the next closest and largest area of Class 1 agricultural lands in the Central Highlands, north of Ballarat, is being threatened by one of the most ridiculous projects ever to be dreamed up. Here's a little snapshot of what the Western Victorian Transmission Network project means to us. It means the loss of over 1,000 hectares of the most productive land in Australia. Easements carved through our properties with no compensation. Severely restricted use of our farm infrastructure, including irrigation, machinery and land use. No aerial machinery, no spreading, no spraying, no mapping. All the technology we're going to rely on in the future to stay ahead. the loss of our overall efficiency and profitability. We're going to lose several highly productive industries. Potatoes worth $1.3 billion annually, and the use of irrigation to provide feed for our livestock. We'll be all ended up eating shit from overseas. Our population health will decline because the food is inferior and contaminated. Ultimately, it's going to be a food crisis. We can only grow certain crops efficiently and economically in certain parts and districts. Our area has the ability to produce almost any food or fibre more sustainably than any. Whose future is the government and its corporate infrastructure owners looking after? I can tell you it's not our kids' future. All they seem to want is to pretend they are making a difference, bringing us closer to being a sustainable society, but in reality, all they're after is profits and votes at the expense of an industry which is the most important one we have, our food industry. If you don't eat, you don't shit. If you don't shit, you die. That's a fact. What about the economic implications? Let's spend consumers' money on rubbish and forget the true cost. Industries which generate billions of dollars annually, thousands of jobs. When you take into consideration the many families which are tied to the agricultural industry as support and input supply chain staff, they'll all disappear. A region which is one of the most sustainable and prosperous will be lost to corporate profitability. Whose interests do AMO really serve? Would you like to have a 500 kV hot wire running through your office every day? Well, that's what's going to happen to us. Don't we deserve a safe workplace as well?
Yeah!
Wake up, you dickheads. Where's the justification in building 1960s technology infrastructure, a cheap and nasty transmission line, which is expected to carry our businesses and homes and expectations for a better life into the 22nd century? There is no justification. Do all those lives which perished in Black Saturday mean nothing anymore? Surely we'd do anything to prevent another disaster like that happening again. Or are our lives not worth the few dollars it would cost to prevent this from happening? The Conservative damage bill from that by the Royal Commission was $4.4 billion. Isn't that enough to pay for this project to be put underground nearly 2 times over?
Yeah!
When will our esteemed leaders learn from the mistakes of the past? What do they want to do? They want to buy us out for the cheapest amount possible. Well, we're not for sale. There'll be no compromise, no backing down. We will not be sold up. We're only custodians of our land, which has been passed down through our generations. And like our forebears, we will protect it and we'll pass it on to the next generation, so they might enjoy what every Australian takes for granted. Even you, Dan, Lily and Richard Wynn, we all deserve 3 meals a day and some nice warm clothes on our back.
Thanks, Chris. That's terrific. I've had a tough day today at the office with Steve here and Chris backing up. Thank you so much for everybody for coming along. I just want to acknowledge a couple of people. We have a committee, a Stop AusNet Towers committee. A lot of the committee members are here today. They've done an enormous amount of work. We've got a legal fight, we've got campaign, we've got a campaign group, Hayley who organised buses, Steve who organised the campaign, Gav and Vicky, Nathan who's assisted, so many people. I shouldn't name everyone because I'll forget them, but we are an amazing group of community group, and we've had to just come out of nowhere to do this. I appreciate all the help everyone's done and had, and I hope that we get that someone will listen to us, they'll come out to us and look at a different route, a different technology that we can all live with peacefully that gets that renewable energy to Melbourne. I'm going to hand the last word over to Steve, but thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate taking the time out of your Tuesday, especially the guys on the tractors. Great job, amazing effort. bit of Vic Pole for helping us organise today, and everyone that's helped have all contributed something. Thank you so much. And also the Vic Police have done the traffic management plan. And Steve, if you'd like to have the last word.
Thanks, Emma. Just remember, guys, we are all about sustainability. This is not anti-sustainability. This project is not sustainability. It is nothing short of environmental piracy masquerading as sustainability, and the people in this building behind us can stop it. Keep the fight going, stay strong, and we will beat this. Come on! Come and talk to us. Shall we give her one last chance to see if we can get her out of there? Lily, 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 Lily. Come talk to us, Lily. We know you're in there somewhere. Let's beat these towers. Come on.
Stop AusNet Towers! 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 Stop AusNet Towers!
Well done, guys.
Hi everyone, so you've just seen what's been going on here at Parliament today. There's a lot of people that are really upset about the overhead transmission lines in Western Victoria. You would have seen Tim Quilty and standing next to him was Amanda Mead. I was just going to get him to say a few words. Amanda Mead's our federal candidate for Wannon. So I'll hand you over to Tim and Amanda. So what do you got to say, guys? Do you want to get closer together?
So if you saw the speeches, you already heard everything you need to know about it. The government is forcing these power lines down the throats of regional communities. The benefits go to the city. There's been no real consultation. They've just picked whatever's the cheapest solution they can come up with. It's going to cause long-term problems. It needs to stop, and the government needs to listen to the people.
And Amanda, you're from the area.
Yeah.
What did you think of what's happened here?
I'm from Western Victoria, and as Tim said, the lack of consultation. And one of the biggest things is that if we don't take this back to the drawing board now, we're going to end up with cobwebs of power lines all throughout regional Victoria. So it's not just one place that is going to be affected, it's all of us, and we all need to basically put our heads together and come up with a viable solution.
That's great. Final word, Tim?
Put the lines underground.
All right. Okay, there you have it. I'll see you all soon.